Hello all, and welcome back to Wild West Origins episode 3. Now, for this episode, I have a treat. I have an episode entirely dedicated to ocean adventures. It's going to be a fun time, and I hope you all enjoy the video. And if you do, please subscribe and like the video. Anyways, enjoy! And of course, before the ocean adventures start, I have just a teensy bit of lore. So, one of the first things that happens in this lore is that me and Fallow come into this old abandoned town.
Who's over there?
Fallow, as you know, is an acquaintance of mine that I met when I joined the server. I don't know her all that well and hesitate to call her a friend. However, as you can see, she doesn't have that same hesitation. So basically, we get to the town and we look up and we see this spooky old house that has "Do Not Trespass" signs on it. The person living there, named Vep, comes down to confront us.
Hello! We just noticed a spot over here, and, we were just coming to check it out.
Well, don't get too close. I've got attacks. I have attack back.
I can see that.
Yeah.
They are very, very flappy.
They explain that no one else lives here and that all of the houses have burned down. At least the ones that can burn down.
Well, let me show you. You see these houses, right?
Yeah.
And how the parts that are not wood remain for the most part?
Yeah.
Burned down, presumably, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just them in the town that they explain. It used to be a town with 51 people, but all of the residents died.
It's just me.
Yeah. Did you write that up there yourself?
Well, I mean, it's been there, but there used to be a 5 in front of that one, but now there's just me.
Which is not very good. However, they offer us a place to stay as it gets pretty lonely with only them staying there.
Oh, I guess I never asked your name. What's your name then?
I'm Vep. What's yours?
Fallow. And this is my friend Blurry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Having a place to stay? I mean, it's quite lonely here, and so, I mean, I wouldn't want to budge, but, I think you might enjoy it.
They also revealed that they were the one to burn down the flammable houses.
They definitely have seen better days.
Yeah, I burned them down.
Oh.
And they also offer us jobs.
Yeah, that saloon there, if you'd ever like a job, that saloon is empty, and then also, a banker would be nice as well.
And then they make a really weird offhand joke about the prison/sheriff's office, which is weird to say the least.
I used to be the sheriff, and my wife was, I guess, the doctor of the town, but moving on.
And then we go up to their house, we see their house and their stables, and it's pretty cool except for, the skulls right outside of their house.
Oh, those skulls? Don't worry about them.
I stay pretty wary because of all of this, and they ask us to stay once again, and they seem kind of desperate, but I stayed incredibly skeptical because of the skulls outside of their house, which was more than a little weird.
Those are definitely not the remains of anyone that used to live here. I would love it if you, might want to stay.
But we went into their house, and they had kitty cats, which was one of the only good signs about them.
And if you'd like, I could show you.
That sign says the opposite.
Hey, I mean, we all change, right?
I guess.
These are my children.
Oh my goodness.
They're orphans, or half orphans now, I suppose. Let's see. I've got plenty of plants, and really, if you want anything, these are...
But basically, they try to offer us materials in exchange for our residency. I'm still incredibly suspicious of them, but I don't want to just outright say it, so I bring up the skulls.
If you'd like any supplies, I've got plenty of iron, lapis, and gold, and copper. You should stay.
Yay. But what do you think? You think on this?
What do you know about?
I guess.
Like I told you, those are just skeleton skulls. I'm really good at killing skeletons.
But eventually, Vep, the person who lives in the house, manages to convince Fallow to stay for a bit. I don't give my answer. I stay on the more skeptical side and decide to just give a non-answer.
But really, you should stay.
I guess we can at least just try for a bit, and then I guess if we ever.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it wouldn't be so bad. At least having a place to stay for a little bit.
With a little more prodding, Vep tells us what actually happened to the town.
Do you know what happened here? Would you like to know what happened?
I guess that would be a good thing if we were gonna live here.
Yeah. So what happened was, right, there were zombies, I guess. And you can get hurt by zombies, get killed by zombies. That's about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't tend to they don't tend to
leave lasting scars most of the time.
Yeah. They don't tend to spread their disease to others. But you know how sometimes they can turn villagers into zombies as well?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's just the rare few moments where they can turn people into zombies.
Oh.
And I watched as every single person in this town succumbed.
Apparently, the town was run over by zombies that could infect people, leaving them as one of the only people alive. Vep goes back into the house as me and Fallow talk about staying there. I'm obviously skeptical because of the all skulls and the fact that they were the only one not infected, apparently, by these zombies. Unfortunately, Fallow decides to stay.
I guess I should... You have much to think about, and, if you need anything, I'll be in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you.
Yep.
I go back to my base. A couple weeks go by, and I go to check on both of them and see how they're doing. Neither of them are there. I knew something was wrong, but I don't know if that means they both got infected and died, or if that means they just left. I was definitely right to be suspicious of them. And I hope Fallow is okay wherever she is, even if we weren't the closest of friends. I have, at the moment, given up looking for them, but I will continue while I can. I really hope nothing bad happened. After that little bit of lore, I decided to take on an ocean monument. Now for the ocean monument, I needed to gear up a lot. Better armor, better gear, better everything. And considering what I already had was not very good, it took a while. And for anyone unaware, I can only wear like chainmail and iron helmet, so that's why I'm enchanting that and not like diamond or netherite. This isn't all I had to do, but I think you get the point. After that, I set out with my map to find the ocean monument, and it took a while. It was very, very far away. But eventually, I did find it. My goal with this entire ocean monument is to find the 3 Elder Guardians, kill them, and get enough prismarine to get a conduit. After a bit of searching, I do find the first Elder Guardian that I want to fight. As you can tell from this recording, you can see the weakness and the slowness on the top right hand corner. Now unfortunately that affected my sword, but it doesn't affect bows, so I mostly used a bow during this fight. Now, I would like to take this time to say that I've never actually fought an Elder Guardian before this point. That added on the chainmail and iron, plus my sword being, not really an asset that I could use, plus everything else, it was not an easy fight in the slightest. Finally, after so long and many very close moments, I defeated the Elder Guardian. The first one, that is. The next 2 fights are kind of self-explanatory, so I'm just gonna let them play out. This is the second one. Also, excuse the lag for a couple of these moments. The server was very laggy when I did this fight. Three down and 1 to go. Here is the final Elder Guardian fight, number 3. After that, I was finally able to find the dark prismarine and the golden side, and finally get the treasure I was waiting for. After pillaging all of the treasure from the dark prismarine, I went to go find some sponge, and I was actually successful. I found some sponge, and then I went right back home because I was exhausted from that fight. And then when I got home, I made a little monument to the ocean monument. I then fill out the map to the ocean monument so I could put it on the little monument thing in my library. After that, it was time to pillage a lot of ocean chests to find my main goal of this trip, the heart of the sea. After many chests and many ruined portals, I finally found it. The heart of the sea that I needed. Now it was time to go home and to hopefully make a conduit. After I got home, I decided to make an axolotl pond to put my conduit in, and to also, put my axolotls in. So here is the replay footage of me doing just that, and making it all pretty, and making it, this kind of red, orange, and yellow kind of gradient. I put a lot of stuff in here. I put a bunch of coral, I put a bunch of seagrass, I obviously put the conduit in it, and I make sure that my axolotls cannot get out of it. Hey all, I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video, but I wanted to give this to you. Everything in this video was recorded in 2022. It's taken me a while to get, to editing this, because of a bunch of things that have been happening, but hopefully I can get more videos out this year, hopefully more than just like 2 or 3, hopefully on a monthly basis, which is what I'm aiming for, but I have school and stuff, and I do all of this by myself. I just wanted to say that, and I also wanted to say, be ready for next episode. It's gonna be a lot. Okay, bye. Please subscribe and like the video. See y'all in the next one.